Welcome to the season finale of Beat the Drop, where we have 3 teams now confirmed as relegated. Oh, there's going to be some tears, some laughs, some jokes. Let's get into the season finale. Boys, it's great to have you all on the season finale. No, I need to be more somber first. Let's start
Way too smug.
I'm not being smug. I'm neutral, Mikey. Oh my God, you're even called Sorry, Mikey now. I just saw it on there, man. How are you, Mike? We'll start with you, mate.
I'm just owning it. I was hoping for some more surprises on Sunday, I have to say. But I'm doing all right. I have to say, scoring 4 against Liverpool, you couldn't make it up, could you? We scored 4
mate,
against
what was
Liverpool.
that about?
Scored 3 against Arsenal away. We drew against Man United at Old Trafford. And, beat Man City in the Cup. And, we're bottom of the league.
Took 6 off Leicester, didn't you?
Took 6 off Leicester.
You had to get that in, didn't you? Oh, yeah. We took 6 off Leicester!
Got half our points off Chelsea and Leicester. Yes, it's nuts. But here we are.
Who would have thought you would score 7 goals against Arsenal and Liverpool away from home and only take 2 points?
And you're saying I'm smug. Look at his face.
This is pretty neutral, I would say.
Shut up, John, man. I can see you grinning on the inside, man. How are you, John? You well?
Yeah, good, thank you. Nice to be I suppose on the beach is the term that you're coining as much as possible, aren't you? But Bournemouth I suppose were involved in this end of season, which I'm sure we'll get onto once Everton Mike comes on. But just glad that there was nothing really for me to worry about, apart from if Everton did go down, worrying whether they were going to tear down the stadium with the Bournemouth fans still in it. That was the only thing I had to worry about on Sunday.
All right, we'll say hi to Nate. Nate's covering for Rich today because Rich got taken in some football match or something, wasn't it, Nate? How are you, buddy?
I don't know what Rich was up to, but he asked me to step in on Eagle Eyed Football's behalf, so I'm here. I'm good. I was at the game on Sunday. Got to give credit to the Forest fans. Phenomenal. Probably the best fans we've had at Selhurst this season. But, I'm all good. I'm loving life in 11th place above Chelsea. So I can rub it in a few Chelsea fans' faces. Some of them owe me a bit of money now because they said, we'll finish above Palace. You check the table there, yeah? Because my maths is correct. Goal difference is a beautiful thing. I'm happy we finished above Chelsea.
Mate, you've got to be happy because normally for you, 12th is locked in, man. I've seen every Palace shirt I see has number 12 on the back. You must be feeling a little dizzy, man. 11th. That's like Champions League spots for you, isn't it?
No, I wouldn't go that far. We have actually finished higher than 12th before. But obviously, 12th is apparently our birthright. But listen, if Chelsea want to fumble it on the final day and give us 11th place and an extra, what was it? Was it 22 million? I'm all for it. What can I say? It's crazy, but yeah, it's good to finally get out of 12th place. But just wish we hadn't seen that lot get to Europe. That kind of takes that puts the sting in it a little bit. But hopefully they fumble it. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's good to have you, buddy. It's good to have you. We got a message from Rich as well. We'll play it in a bit. Jason, I don't know what he's doing. I'm probably doing his grand entrance, but he's there and can't make it tonight. And Mikey will be in about 20 minutes. Boys, I've tried to delay it, boys, but I'm going to...
Oh, no.
Seeing that you opened your gob first, Chappie. How are you, mate?
Still hurting.
Is that it?
Still hurting. Still in disbelief. Stage 3, denial.
And you won on the final day.
He hasn't even got the stages right, Mike. That's not stage 3.
Well, where are we then? Tell me where I am right now. What stage am I in? What's Chappers' stage right now?
Shock. Absolute shock.
Fucking hell.
Oscar, what stage are you in, bud? And how are you?
I was past stage 5 last week, to be honest. I think everyone can probably tell. I'm thrilled to be here tonight, lads. There is nothing more than I wanted to do tonight on the Tuesday night than come on after Leeds have been relegated. There was absolutely nothing more I wanted to do tonight, boys. I can't lie to you. But yeah, listen, we deserve it. We've been absolutely shockingly bad for pretty much 90% of the season. We've had a couple of decent little spells. We haven't been good enough, and that Tottenham game basically summed up our season.
Man, I've got to say, like, joking aside, massive props. Well, one Mikey for being here week in, week out with the Chappie and Oscar.
Mike, what are you smoking, man? Because you're smiling, you're happy, you're bubbly. How do you get to this stage? Send me there quick.
It takes time. I mean, it's kind of amusing to hear Oscar say he's on stage 5 and thinking like, yeah, I've been coming on this show for like 5 weeks without R. It's been, I've had a lot of time to come to terms with it, and yeah. So you boys are just literally in the flames still, so to speak. Ooh. So yeah, this is a rough time.
So is Oscar ahead of schedule for you then, Mike?
I think so, but I think probably seeing the way it must have been kind of annoying to see a Spurs team actually show up. I mean, that must be annoying in itself, but to go out 4-1 on the final day, I mean, was it toxic in the stadium? I've heard mixed reports in terms of what it was like at Ellen Road.
Mixed reports. It was full on toxic. It was full on head loss. Yeah, full on head loss. Completely, yeah. But no, I mean, it was just the fact we go 1-0 down within a minute doesn't really help matters, and then 2-0 down within a minute of the second half really doesn't help things. But yeah, listen, it's been coming for ages, really. I think the toxicity's been there lots of the season, really. Even when we were kind of like 13th, 14th in the table and looking relatively okay, it has been threatening to derail at some point. But to be honest with you, if you tell me now that going down means we've got a fresh start, new owners, new manager, new direction, it's still better than where we have been. This season, it's still a better place than where we have been like this season, because even if we had stayed up yesterday, let's not have it right. Or what day? What day are we on now? Tuesday.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Yeah. All right, 2 days ago. If we stayed up 2 days ago, we would probably have gone down the season after. We were never gonna turn this around. We were eventually going to get relegated at some point. It was a bit like Wigan a couple of years back, who kept staying up on the last day and staying up on the last day. Eventually got found out and then just never come back since. Sunderland have done it a few times as well. That was the way it was going for Leeds. We were going absolutely nowhere. And it just feels like you have to take a step back to make a step forward. That's what I'm kind of telling myself.
Have you been there, Mike? Have you been in? This sounds like a weird phase here at the moment he's in. I feel like you've been there.
It's kind of like, I mean, a lot of people tell you stupid for saying, "Oh, we need a hard reset." But you sort of do. And I kind of echo what Oscar's saying, because it's like if Southampton had stayed in the Premier League, I think James Ward-Prowse would have had fewer support options around him, and there would have been even less of a support structure put in place. So it's almost like, how far can we push this on this sort of? So I get it, but obviously no fan wants to be relegated at all, and I think it's Do you really need to go down to the Championship?
Really. That's the only way you really describe it. But to be honest, it's hard not to be happy, because there's news that Andrea Radrizzani is finally going to sell the club, and we're going to finally get, hopefully, some competent owners into the football club. So it's hard. It is genuinely hard to be sad when you know that hopefully we're going in a different direction now, because the last 2 years have been nothing short of just depression. We've won 11 games since Marcelo Bielsa got sacked. He was sacked 15 months ago.
Yeah,
you've conceded like 160 goals. I read somewhere as well in 2 years.
We've averaged over 2 goals conceded per game across a 2-season span.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Bloody hell, yeah! I can see why you're close to where Mike is, mate. And
it's not fun, And the other thing is as well, back to 3:00 Saturday kickoffs.
True. Feels traditional. Feels traditional.
Back to Millwall away, back to Stoke away, more positivity.
Mate, you got loads of local derbies, haven't you? You got Huddersfield not too far around the corner.
I love the local derbies, mate.
Look at Leeds' face.
I love going to Barnsley away. No, sorry, not Barnsley away. Barnsley didn't go up. I love going to Sheffield Wednesday away. I absolutely love that away trip.
Can I ask Oscar? Because you had 49ers were definitely going to buy the club if you'd stayed up. And I think, from what I heard, I think it was something like in the 500,000 range, but that was probably going to drop by about 60-70% if you went down, if they were still interested in buying. Have you had? Is it confirmed that they are still going to? I suppose it's about whether Radrizzani wants to sell for a reduced rate. But
yeah, I think that's it seems to be like the angle. Obviously, there's lots of different people saying lots of different things, but the recurring theme is that it looks like the valuation of the club has plummeted a lot, as you can say there. I think it's currently about 150, 160 million. It's valued at overall. So 49ers will have to pay around 85 to 90 million to acquire 100% of the shares. It's whether Radrizzani accepts that or not, but it does feel to me like the 49ers are super keen to get it done. For the fact that we're into the end, we're 30th of May now, we're just over 2 months until the first game of next season, just over a month until pre-season. We do have to get things sorted. We've got no sporting director, no manager, not really much evidence of who's going to stay and who's going to go. We don't really have any idea of that at all. There's noises here and there, but there's even noises that someone like Tyler Adams might stay around in the Championship. I'd be stunned if that happens. And
no, he's coming Forest, mate. He's coming Forest.
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it does need to be done quickly, though. Otherwise, we will be affected next season as well if we don't get this one over the line quickly. But it is hopefully a step in the right direction. And if we're being honest, what we've felt for the last 2 seasons, it was just kind of like it's like the icing on the cake Sunday. Really, it really was just the icing on the cake. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that bad. It was just like an extra insult.
Oh, he's not with you. Let me say hi to Jace quickly. Jace, are we in trouble?
He's in the FA Cup 2 years ago.
Hi guys.
Oh, Oscar, man. Oh.
Sorry about
yeah, but you've had fun. You've won the Premier League and FA Cup. Our peak was 9th.
And the Charity Shield.
After you've slept with a 10-10, you don't settle for a fucking 2-10, do you?
Yeah, but at least you had the 10.
Oh,
it's true.
God.
It's true. I got to bring Jason. JC boy, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
No, that's a lovely smile. You're looking a little smug. I never thought I'd see you so happy to have lost.
You know what? I really wanted. I'm going to say this now. I wanted Leicester to win. I really did. I really wanted Leicester to win, which you did, and Everton to lose. But what happened? No?
I'll take that.
I really wanted Everton to go down. I really did want Everton to go down. To be honest, all the lads here at the watch along, we kind of turned off our one halfway through and watched the Bournemouth Everton game for the last 8 minutes, whatever it was, 10 minutes, because we was desperate for Everton to go down. We was begging them to go down. But
I'm not going to lie to you. I was kind of hoping the same thing. Nate, were you... Jace, still got a little echo, bro. Nate, were you? Who were you backing to go down here, Nate? Because there's been a little... Mike will be on in a minute to defend his beloved Everton. But from a Palace point of view, or from your personal point of view, Nate, what were you thinking? Who did you want down?
I mean, I really had no horse in that race, totally speaking, because obviously that lot were in the Europa League places. They would have been my preferred team to be in that position at the end of the season. So I'm not going to be I'm unashamedly biased in that saying. But if you had to ask me of the 3 that were in that position, who would I prefer to go down? It was Everton, but that's because of Frank Lampard and a certain game at Goodison Park at the end of last season. 2-0 up and we stuffed it up. I'm not happy with that. Plus, I'm sick to death of losing at Goodison Park, so it would actually do me a solid for them to, go away for a season.
Fuck off, yeah.
But having said that, if you look at some of the games that the teams that did go down have lost, and I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound here, but if you're losing to Palace home and away, and we're terrible both home and away, Leeds in particular was shocking because I was thinking, okay, the 2-1 win at our place, that's kind of respectable. Us smacking them 5-1 on their own ground was unheard of because I'm like, this is Roy Hodgson football. It doesn't make sense. You don't score 5 goals.
Prime Barcelona.
You don't score 5 goals. But Everton would have been my preferred option. But look, Doucouré, not the actual real good Doucouré because he plays for us, but the BTEC Doucouré got Everton out of jail. But hopefully next season their luck runs out. But
FFP as well, Nate, could kick in next year.
Yeah, it could. It could.
Hoping for that 10-point deduction.
It should come in this year. Just saying.
Are you salty about that, Lee? Or Leicester doing anything about that? Surely no, you throw your toys right out the pram, man. And
I think they are. I think they are. I think they're looking at,
along with Leeds as well.
Suing, but you can't sue the club directly. You have to go through the Premier League, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure they will.
There are ways to do it, though. I'm sure they're exercising everything they can to get something out of it. They won't be able to stop.
Leicester didn't spend fuck all, so they've been punished by been punished really.
There's that argument that one club was trying to sue VAR because it didn't work in a game. I think it was Aston Villa and West Ham or something like that. Was it Sheffield United?
Was it the one against? It was Wolves. Was it Wolves against Liverpool? That one?
No, because the team got
about
relegated.
last year?
A few years back, mate.
Villa, so what happened was Villa got the benefit of a VAR decision where the VAR cameras went down. So they're saying that
if you're talking about the first game back after COVID, first game of Project Restart, the first game back, if you remember that Sheffield United versus Aston Villa, where the ball was sort of pulled behind the line, and the camera missed it. Yeah, Bournemouth went down because of that one, but that was 2.5 years ago.
I knew a club was looking at that.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing anything about us trying to sue VAR, but I wouldn't have put it behind any club to try and get any money out of anything. But but there's decisions every year that you can sort of go, how on earth has the ref missed that? Just happened that it was a robot that missed it this time.
Well, we get screwed the most by VAR, so you lot
don't give me that, Wolvie. Don't give me that. Bournemouth are the only team this season not to get a penalty, and that's got nothing to do with VAR. The amount of penalties that we've had given against us, don't come on with that.
I'm so sick of hearing this penalty BS from you, man. Seriously, you know what I want to hear from you, John. You know what I want to hear from you.
I want to hear something. I want to hear an apology. I want to hear an apology.
Yeah, you and Chappie need to have a chat here, mate, because I'm sure there's certain words that you need to be saying to Chappie right now, John. So over to you two, Chappie.
You let us down big time, Leeds. I mean, we could have stayed up on Sunday.
No, it's been very funny seeing some of the salty Leicester fans on Bournemouth tweet saying that Bournemouth let them down. It's like, guys, if you're having a go at Bournemouth for not being Everton when they're safe on the last game of the season, you truly have fucked up your season.
Man speaking facts, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Bournemouth. I went into this season thinking if we go to Everton on the last game of the season, needing to win to stay up, we've had a great year. The fact that we were safe with 4 games to go prior to that, it's frustrating that the team hasn't really turned up for half of the games that we played since we were safe, but we haven't really had to because the job's been done.
But you ruined moving day, as they say in Friends, man. It was like you didn't look like you were playing, man. Jace was watching it. I was watching it. Oscar's watching. Chappie. Well, we know Chappie was watching.
I was dying.
It was like you ruined moving day, man.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that they only had 2 good chances. We only had 2 as well. Just they put theirs away, and theirs was a rocket from outside the box. Not one that you expect to score.
Mike rubbing the salt into the wound.
So what was that, Mike?
I did think it was
we were staying up at half time. We were up. We were staying up at half time.
If it makes you feel any better.
I would say, Chappie, we were having great fun when you went 1-0 up, and the entire Bournemouth crowd were chanting Leicester's about Leicester. My favourite chant was definitely shouting at the Everton fans, "It's a long way to Plymouth when you're shit."
Oh God!
But yeah, look, I've got nothing to apologise for, but I've got nothing to defend either. They didn't play that well, and in the end, Everton got away with it a bit because they weren't very good either. But Decore put in one good strike, and that was it. They didn't really make much else. There was a Damari Gray header from 6 yards out that he put basically straight to the keeper. But apart from that and the goal, they didn't make anything. Not that we made much either. But
should you have had a penalty? Do you think, on that chance?
What for?
It was towards the end. I was turning over as the Forest match had finished. So it was quite late. I didn't actually see the decision, but loads in the chat was saying Bournemouth should have had a penalty.
I was at the stadium and they were on the far end, so I don't know which one you're talking about.
Oh, he didn't see it now, Lee. He didn't see it.
No, I definitely fucking know about it because my comments were penalty. Oh my God, there's a penalty. I was like, what? And it didn't come.
No, I honestly, I don't know which one you're talking about. I was at the ground there. I was at the other end to where Bournemouth were attacking in the second half, so I don't know which one you're talking about. But Yeah,
just a goal, John. Just a goal, mate. Honestly,
yeah.
just
I
a goal.
I was expecting
Anything.
a draw. I said I thought it'd be a draw, but then
not
I
even
didn't
a
think Leicester
whimper.
would beat West Ham.
Not even a whimper. So fucking shit.
But you were relying on us. You made the mistake of relying. Bournemouth had the exact same thing when we went down. We needed to beat Everton on the final game of the season and hope that West Ham got a draw or beat Aston Villa on the last game. And once we were 3-1 up, I think I switched over to watch the West Ham play Aston Villa, and Villa were 1-0 up. And for the last 10 minutes, I'm just praying that West Ham actually try to attack. And they didn't do shit for the last 10 minutes of the game.
You were relying on Jason's boys, man. Seriously.
I know exactly what it's like to turn over to see the game that you need to go your way, and that other team does nothing.
Just very quickly, just quick shout out. Eddie with the 199. Thank you so much, man. Gonna miss this in the summer big time. I'm gonna miss it as well. It's been absolutely cracking. And Rad Dad, thank you so much for the £10. We need to get you back on. We haven't had you on for a while, buddy. Hope you and Rads are well. We are Premier League Common Reds, Forest till I die. Jace, the chat wants to know, are you awake?
Listen, I've just got some mic issues, so I don't want to jump in and all that echoes and that, so I apologise.
It sounds okay now.
I'll tell you this.
Sounds okay.
It's done. You're gone, all of you. Goodbye. Good luck. Send us a postcard when you want to. And, yeah, enjoy yourselves in Championship. Enjoy yourselves. All right?
I love to hate Jay so much. He's just brilliantly fucking annoying. It's great.
But Jace, do you see any of them coming back up next season? Who's going to bounce back? Do you reckon?
Listen, they Leicester are obviously the favourites now, aren't they? In the Championship, it's all theirs now. They've got the best training ground in the world there.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So they're going to have a season off, aren't they? So they'll be back up. Southampton, I've got a lot of work to do. I feel bad for Leeds. I doubt Leeds will come back, to be honest. I think they're done now.
Bloody hell.
They're just going to fall into a pit of misery now, and it's over for them. They're done, they're dusted. They're probably going to probably lose their stadium and stuff like that. It's going to happen, isn't it?
It's Bell End Road, man. Seriously.
They're done. They're done now, so... They're just going to go into a shitfall. They'll be here and there, everywhere. They'll be playing Wrexham at one point in their lives. They'll be watching Ryan Reynolds and that other guy, watching these clips on there. You know what I mean? So they're done. So good luck to Leicester. We'll see you in a year's time, hopefully, maybe. But that's it, innit? It's done. Done. Next question.
Conference
Nate,
final. Why are you there? Conference final. Why are you there?
We'll come on to that in a minute. Oh, Nate, who do you think's got the best chance of bouncing up out of these three?
Me?
No, Nate.
Oh, sorry.
Good question, because Leicester are probably going to lose a lot of their best players.
Exactly.
Obviously, Tielemans, Maddison. So you'd like to think Leicester could do it, but it depends who they've got left and who they bring in. Southampton, same thing. There's a lot of players that will leave. If that Ward-Prowse guy doesn't play for them again, thank the Lord, because I'm sick of that guy. Can't stand him. Don't like him. Just keep him away from us. But I don't see Leeds or Southampton coming straight back up unless they get through the playoffs. I think Leicester probably have the best shout, but it depends on their business and who they bring in. But as long as Millwall don't come up next season, I don't care who comes up again. I really could care less who comes up. Anybody but Millwall, because I just loved seeing them bottle it on the final day. And I know that Jace agrees with me, because that was just beyond hilarious. How do you screw up a 3-1 lead at half-time?
Ex-Forest boy, bro. Ex-Forest boy. Brereton Diaz doing the business there.
Yeah, no, big time. But no, look, they've got every chance if they play their cards right, but we've seen Southampton have hired a number of managers and it hasn't worked. Leeds have done the same, it hasn't worked. Leicester put their faith in the wrong person and it didn't work. Now all three of their boards have to go and see, right, how do we get out of this? Because it's on them. It's on them. There was enough chances there for them to win games to keep themselves out the drop, and they failed to do so. But look, What can you do? I'm just happy it wasn't us, because under Vieira, it probably would have been us. I'm not going to lie. Just bringing back Roy, getting rid of Vieira was the best thing we ever did. And I feel weird saying it, but it was the truth.
Oh, God.
Mikey, I'll be honest with you, right? I think out of the three, I think you're best
I agree
placed.
with you. I agree with you already. Before you even say it, I agree.
You know
with
what I'm going to say, don't you? You know what I'm going to say? I think you're best placed to come back up. You've got I feel like you've almost been building towards it a bit. You know, that whole hit the nuclear button thing. I feel like it's quite a young squad you've got. Are you feeling the same?
Yeah, we've had about 4 weeks to prepare for this, and we've already got a new manager lined up. We've already got a new director of football come in. We've already sacked the CEO. We've got all the stuff that's being prepped out and prepared. We've got a new head of academy. We've got a new director of football. So all of this stuff is being put in place already. We've already got the new manager that's been lined up. It's going to be Russell Martin, who's basically had a fantastic end of the season with Swansea. He's been frustrated with the lack of funding that he had at Swansea. So now he's going to get that funding with the parachute payments. Yeah, we're going to lose some big name players, but we're not obligated to lose them. You know, if Prowsey does go, which he likely will, he'll go for about 40 million because he's just under a 5-year contract. So the money will have to be there to pry him away.
Has he got a relegation clause, Mike?
No.
Ooh, good business. Good business. Interesting.
So,
Sorry, the chats are killing me. Oh, God. I did love it here. There's loads of comments saying you don't look like I want to be here, but I do. I loved it on this show. It was great. I don't want to be here right now. I'm committed to the cause, all right? It's the season finale. I'm going to get through this somehow.
Chappie, can I ask you a question?
No.
What's worse?
Yeah.
Being relegated or having Luton linked to Drewsbury?
Oh, that's too low. That is no.
Oh.
We can't allow that. That's.
Oh God.
Oh.
When option 3 being stupid enough to do a video about it as well.
Listen, I read it earlier and I just had to giggle and just make a quick vid on it because I just thought it was funny. They haven't got the money to pay for his wages, have they?
You ain't.
Oh God, shit, man, it's getting bad.
Mate, they're all saying too far in the chat, man. No, but seriously, mate, did you ever think the ex-Premier League winners would be fighting off Luton for the signature of your players?
He went out on loan there. I think he got player of the fucking year when he went there.
Oh, God, man. You're so screwed. Oh, poor Chappie. Oscar, let me ask you a serious question.
I'm dying.
Allardyce, stay or go? Because there's talks today that they're in discussions. Where are you with this, man?
If he stays, then probably preparing for League One, to be honest. We cannot let Sam Allardyce head up our recruitment and our coaching next season.
More defenders. Play with 8 centre backs.
Hello, darkness, my friend.
The stupid thing is, we had 6 defenders on the pitch against Tottenham who conceded 4 goals. We started with a 5-4-1 and we conceded within a minute.
Me and Jason can tell you straight up.
It can't be Sam. If it's Sam Allardyce, then we are truly false.
Yeah, you want to be worried.
I mean, we're shit anyway. Like, people in the comments seem to think I don't think we're shit. I know we're shit. I've said we're shit since
he has. I'll back him.
I have genuinely said this in this first episode. I felt we'd go down since January. We go back to all these to be and look up a West Ham video, if you don't believe that, when we drew 2-2 with West Ham. I knew from that moment we were absolutely in the shit, not winning that game.
Oscar, don't start giving it a big I am. There are receipts. I'll warn you now.
There's receipts. I got a little bit excited after we beat Forest. I thought, oh, got a chance here, got a chance. But then Palace at home happened, and yeah, that was kind of like the acceptance. That was the acceptance stage of the grief. But yeah, big Sam. I cannot tell you how depressed the thought of Sam Allardyce staying at Leeds for another day makes me. Never mind another season. Horrendous fought. Horrendous.
Oscar, only advice I'll give you, because Sam Allardyce is your manager, buy a neck brace, because watching that ball in the air half the day, you're going to get a serious neck injury. Me and Jace know how that feels. We had him as manager, and trust me, I was watching the ball in the air more than I was on the floor. It was painful.
Horrendous, mate. It's horrendous. When you're watching Brendan Aronson try and play on the Sam Allardyce team, you know you're in the trenches. You know you really are struggling at that point.
Mate, isn't he contemplating his future? Isn't he having a think about it? What's his face? The Yankee guy. And I'm there thinking, you've been crap all season.
That's a bit of good news, though. Obviously, Robin Koch's been linked to a move away to Tottenham, I think. I don't know what Tottenham are thinking. Brendan Aronson getting linked to a move away. This is quite good news, though. I'm quite pleased to say that we've seen these players for the last time. Honestly, I cannot tell you how little I think of this group of players. Seriously, I can't tell you. I mean, all the time watching Leeds, listen, I've watched Leeds in League One. I know that team had less talent. But in terms of pound for pound in the division they're in, I've never seen a Leeds team so out of its depth. I've never seen a Leeds team so out of its depth in the league they're in. Honestly, it's ridiculous. We get battered. We get battered every week. We got lucky against City that Haaland had an absolute shocker. That could have been 6-7-1. Newcastle another day, we were okay in that game, but we've been absolutely diabolical since the last international break. I mean, we've been poor all season, but the momentum's absolutely dreadful. We do need to get a big name in the summer. No more punts on managers, that's what we keep doing. No more Jesse Marsh, Javi Gracia type punts. Just go for someone who's tried and trusted, but not Sam Allardyce, and I'll be quite happy.
Okay, well, speaking of happy, Chris, Mike, I gotta give you a round of applause, mate. Congratulations, mate. Welcome to the beach. I can see you've just had a dip in the ocean or something. The hair's looking beautifully wet and slicked back, mate. Congratulations. Have we got Cocky Mike back this week? Is really what I want to know.
No, look, you guys, you all mentioned something not last week, the week before about being relegated and knowing how it feels. And honestly, on Sunday, mentally, it was probably one of the worst days of my life, especially when Leicester went 1-up. Obviously, you're sitting there thinking, I've made all of these comments about Bournemouth being a difficult cookie to crack. I've made all these comments about potentially not beating Bournemouth, and then Leicester are doing the job that they need to do to stay up. I'm not going to sit here and rub it in anyone's face. I'm not going to sit here and, make this all drama-y and give it the big. And I'm not going to sit here and celebrate Everton Football Club staying in the Premier League. It's a joke, if I'm being honest. The whole club's run awful. So my commiserations go out to Leeds and Leicester, who I think have a better squad than Everton in general. Certainly Leicester definitely did. With Chappie, for example. I saw how shit it was. I mean, it sounds bad, but I bought Chappie a pint. I don't know.
Yeah, you did.
It was definitely not the positive outlook that I was hoping. But as soon as that goal went in, I mean, it's pathetic. I cried. I cried. It was really. I never, I never want to be.
So did I.
I was crying after a minute, mate.
60 seconds, Oscar.
It's Kane. It's Harry Kane.
It's just. I think with Leeds, and look, this is no disrespect. I was speaking to Connor about it from One Leeds, and essentially he just said, look. From literally the first minute, we rolled over and died. So literally, we just give up. So fair enough. Well, Leeds are out of it after 1 minute, and all the fans in that stadium just know what's going to happen. Just sort of embrace it, get on with it, and they know that they've got to pull themselves back up and battle in the Championship next season, where the big scalp is going to be Leeds. But with Leicester, they were in the game, like they were genuinely staying up for 55 minutes. It must have been, and I'm not going to sit here and try and bring all these emotions back to Leeds.
You are. Yeah, do it.
It must have been horrendous for him at that point. And I don't wish it on any football fan. Honestly, it was fucking horrible. And irrespective of Everton staying up, I'm not celebrating it. This club needs to change dramatically. Otherwise, it would just do what Villa did a few years ago. Villa had 2 seasons where they almost went down, and then they went down with a whimper. So this Everton team have got to learn. They've got to be able to, if there's financial ramifications from financial fair play, deal with them now. Give us a 6-point deduction now if that's the case. Give Sean Dyche as much time as he can to go and strengthen this team, albeit who the hell is going to want to play for Everton. But being linked with players that Everton are never going to sign. I mean, I read an article today that Everton are going to make an approach to Leicester for Harvey Barnes. Mate, he's never joining Everton. So let's not waste our time. Let's just go and get Lucas Moura and your has-beens, James Rodriguez and all of them. Let's just get it out the way and let's just finish 16th next season and show a bit of progression.
You see the goal Moura scored against us?
Yeah, he walked through you.
But to be fair, it is Lee's defence tax. I didn't need to put that on the goal, but tell you what, to be fair, he looked good when he came on against us.
Who? James?
Lucas Moura.
Mate, no disrespect. No, look, and please don't take this as disrespect, Oscar. Please don't. But Leeds has conceded something like 160 goals in 3 years. I would look decent against that defence.
I just said that. I did say that, to be fair. There's a massive taxation on scoring any goals against Leeds, but he did genuinely look pretty good against us.
Yeah, well, mate, honestly, look, all jokes aside, I think out of all the football teams here, apart from West Ham, because, West Ham have done us a massive favour leading up to this. They really have. I'm just glad the season's over, bud. I'm just glad the season's over and we go again. Because honestly, if it's like next season, fuck me, Jesus Christ, I won't be here. Fuck it, bollocks to it. I'll fucking jump.
Chappie, are you sensing the humbleness from Mike there at all, Chappie? Is it making you feel any more better?
I mean, if you want to send some more beer money, you can do.
Lee, I'll go further than that. Next time I'm in Leicester, we'll meet up, we'll have a few beers, and we can talk about how shit both of our football teams, irrespective of the division they're in, they're both shit.
That sounds absolutely wonderful, Mike. There's just one thing that's stopping that happening, and that's Leicester getting back into the Prem first.
Okay, sound. Good lad. Go on. Up the Leicester. Up the Foxy.
Oh, God. But John, I mean... sorry, Mike, shouldn't you be thanking John? They rolled over for you.
They didn't, though. They didn't. Bournemouth absolutely didn't. Solanke, honest to God, if I was in that stadium when he dragged over Pickford for no reason, I would have ran on the pitch myself and done him. So, honestly, Bournemouth showed something that I didn't expect to see, which was they're nasty. Like, they've got some backbone, these Bournemouth lads. Some of the tackles were crunching. Solanke was just winding people up left, right, and centre, and you admire it. You sit there and admire it. They've come to Goodison. They've tried to make it really difficult. They haven't rolled over. They almost score in the 94th minute, which literally would send Everton down. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. But that grit, determination, and I'm not going to say a wonder goal because it wasn't, but a decent goal from Decore. I'd probably see.
Oh, he hit it sweet, mate.
A deserved win. I think Everton were the better side, and I'm not going to say it gives us confidence for next season, but it's something to hopefully build from. What was your take, John? Just out of interest, what was your take on the game? Am I being
No, I think
John, I'm interested to hear it now, Mike's here.
It was a pretty easy summation for me. It was a team that I think, from what I could see, that all 11 players would have done anything to get the win in that game. Even if they weren't showing the greatest quality, they put in the effort, and the fans. When that goal went in, heck, even for the odd corner. But when that goal went in, that's the loudest ground I've been to, because that was ridiculous, that sound. But and I do think that I was expecting the ground to be a lot more nervous when it got to sort of like when it was getting towards sort of half an hour and Everton hadn't really made a chance. Neither had Bournemouth, but I was expecting there to be a lot more nerves, and I think there was, but I didn't feel it in the ground quite so much because every time that Everton went forward and got a corner, the crowd were back at it again. So I was pretty impressed with the crowd in there. But for Bournemouth, I think there was a couple of players that weren't willing to put themselves at risk of ruining our holiday. And there was also, we had a few players that haven't really got much game time this season. Mark Travers has been on the bench most of the season. Zabani's been injured since we got in.
What a performance he put in, by the way, the keeper. What a performance. There should have been 2 goals in the first half.
he's a good shot stopper. He makes mistakes now and again, but generally he's a good stopper. He got that debut against Spurs a couple of seasons back where he kept us a clean sheet with about 5 or 6 outstanding saves. But we had moments, but we didn't make enough chances. We made like 2 chances basically the entirety of the game. I don't think Everton created a lot. I think they created a few good chances. Gay's shot in the first half was the best one of the lot in the first half, I think.
Yeah.
And then the Damari Gray header from about 6 yards out that he put far too close to the keeper. That was a great chance. He should have put that away.
What was your take on the penalty shouts? Just out of interest. I mean, I don't.
They were asking me about this before you came on. I haven't. I didn't see it from my end of the ground because obviously it occurred at the opposite end.
I was going to go Wenger, to be honest.
And the highlights package the quick highlights package I've seen didn't have an incident in it. So I honestly didn't really notice whatever the Everton penalty incident was. I'd have to actually find out.
What did you think, Mike? What did you think?
So I thought what had got to the point was that Everton players were desperate and were going down really easy. And look, you want honesty, I'll give you honesty. They were going down far too easy. The Damari Gray one, he gets kicked in the heel while he's on the run. You could possibly give a penalty for that, but I personally wouldn't. I think contact in the box is fair enough. Yeah. I didn't think it was too much to send him over. There was a push on Cody, and I thought that was a stonewall penalty. I can't believe VAR. But I also think, when it comes to VAR, and I've made jokes on this channel, on my channel, VAR just doesn't like Everton, so you don't expect to get penalties. But I did think that was stonewall, if I'm being honest.
In terms of any penalty shouts for Everton, I thought didn't see anything that looked anything close to a penalty from what I was when I saw it live.
He saw those then, did he, Mike?
But the thing is, I saw a few players, Everton players, go down really easily, and I just thought, well, you're clearly trying to buy a penalty. I'm glad the referee didn't buy it. I didn't see anything during the entire game that I thought was worthy of a penalty for either side. But I also didn't think that there was. I don't really have an issue with that. If you're trying to do everything you can, then go for it. But if it's not really a clear level of contact that's going to make you go down, then you don't deserve a penalty for it. But I don't think anyone got.
All right, Mr. Statman John, as Jace would call you. All right, fair enough. Listen, I want to bring Nate in because I just want to touch on the Forest match quickly. Because Nate, I know you got to shoot off in a minute. We do have a message from Rich, so I just want to back quickly first because Rich has been kind enough to put a little together. It's aimed at the chat guys as well, so I'll just quickly play that first. Let's bring it up here.
Mates of mine have got a cup final playing at Bromley Hayes Lane today, which was meant to be tomorrow, but they moved it to today. Don't ask me why, but it is what it is. But yeah, obviously I can't make it there, but I've got Nate, a fellow host on the channel, to represent, and I'm sure he'll do a great enough job. But let's get into it. First things first. Obviously, we'll probably see the new home kit for next season. So I'm going to get out there now. Yes, I've heard FC Basel. I've heard AFC Richmond. It is what it is. I'll get it out there just in case you know. But one thing you can be sure of, this is the Premier League kit next season. So just throwing that out there as well. Obviously,
go Greyhounds.
Home to Forest on the weekend. Completely dominated the game. Jordan Ayew became a goalkeeper for Forest. He blocked Eze's shot. Iwani, great finish by him, to be fair to him. He was always going to be a threat. And Will Hughes, ex-Derby. Obviously he scores his first Premier League goal for Palace as well. But you know what? The biggest talking point was just like the fans. I know our fans are loud and stuff. We've got amazing fans, but Forest, fair play. The noise you lot made, I don't even think you lot watching the game and stuff. And I did cuss about the inflatables, but it did make a real party atmosphere and stuff. So yeah, it was a draw in the end of the day. I think we should have won the game, but if you don't take your chances, that's what happens and such. But you know what? I just wanted to say thank you so much to Wolfie and Dan Lawless, actually, because Dan recommended us, the channel Eagle-Eyed Football, to represent Palace. And honestly, the last couple months have been they've been so funny, and I just really hope that this can continue, even if it doesn't include like a whole relegation thing. I hope we can still create content together, because it's been a great laugh. You know, it's been amazing. You know, obviously we're gonna miss the Jamie Vardys and stuff. You know, doing the Eagles at Sellers Park and whatnot. Leeds, yeah, you're gone. I don't care. You're gone. You lot talk too much and stuff. So I'm kind of glad you're not gone. Oscar, it is what it is. You know, Everton's rode their luck again, which is frustrating. But obviously next season, Jace, we're going to hopefully organise a watch along together. You know, that should be a good laugh. And yeah, listen, guys, continue doing the amazing work you do. Thanks for all the support in the chat as well, and just keeping us entertained as well as we try to entertain you. So yeah, have a great stream. Peace.
What a legend he is. It's such a top bloke. Oh crap, what have I pressed? No, wrong button. Wait, we've lost some. What have I pressed?
Oh dear.
There we go. All back, yeah. Yeah, top bloke. I mean, what a top channel, guys. Please subscribe to Eagle-Eyed Football. They're absolute legends. And to everyone on the stream, it's all in the description. You just got to one-click it, hit the subscribe button, and it's done. Mm-hmm. Nate, can we talk very quickly? I know you got to go in a sec, but can we talk about the game, mate? It was a beach party, wasn't it? But the atmosphere. To be honest, I thought you guys were loud as well, but not as loud as us. We were just on some next level. But it was just a carnival atmosphere, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, I think because you'd secured safety the week before, it was inevitable that you'd come down to Sellers Park, last game of the season, final away day in the capital, in the sunshine on a bank holiday. You were going to have a party. For us, I was just happy with the
Wait, I thought Jamie Vardy was having parties. Sorry, mate, was that not right?
Hey, don't twist the knife any further, Wolfie. That's cruel. That's harsh. But no, I was impressed with our display in the Homesdale with the tribute to Maxi Jazz, the fate passed away at the end of last year.
Yeah.
That waka waka chant you lot put in from the away end.
Hey. Let's get him in the chat. Sorry.
No, I was in the same end as the away fans. So hearing that chant go on and on and on, I got to give Forest credit. The fans were phenomenal. I did like how quiet you got when Will Hughes put the ball in the back of the net, though. I was like, oh, hold up a minute. Hold up. You were booing him all game, and look what happened. The ex-Derby boy has just put all that chat to bed. But I told a couple of Forest fans on Twitter not to trust Wayne Hennessy in goal, and they wouldn't listen to me. No, he's brilliant. He's as safe as houses.
No.
And I said to them, just wait. You're going to see. And lo and behold, those same Forest fans on Twitter didn't respond when I said, Wayne Hennessy is safe as houses, yeah? Yeah? No?
Not from me, man. Not from me. I've called him shit.
No. But, Wolfie, to answer your question, look, dead rubber game. Neither of us really wanted to win that. I mean, apart from Jordan Ayew pulling off a world-class save for Forest, I'm thinking, you do realise your brother plays for Forest, Jordan, not you. You play for us. My God in heaven. But that being said, your boy, your number 9, great finish. I mean, ball watching and falling asleep. So fair play to him for the finish. Don't take anything away from him. But yeah, just a dead rubber game. But look, last game of the season, the display was the best part for me. So yeah, that chant there, the one that Harvey just put in the comment there. Yeah, that's a wicked chant. I'm not gonna lie. But, we interviewed 2 Forest fans on the channel for a fan cam after the game, and they were very complimentary. But look, we get to do it next season, and hopefully we do better than we did at the City Ground last this season, because I still don't know how we lost that one.
Just don't give Zaha penalties, mate.
Well, if he's not here next season, we've got a few penalty takers that are better than him, so hopefully. But yeah, look, it was a fantastic atmosphere that, you know, your fans were a credit to everything, you know, the party atmosphere. But I liked how Checo Kiyate stayed to give MacArthur a guard of honor, because obviously he played for us before he went to youth. So yeah, look, a 1-1 scoreline doesn't suggest it was a classic, but look, if you'd have offered both of us a point before a ball had been kicked and the drama to unfold away from both our clubs, and we're not involved in that relegation battle, I'm thinking, yeah, I'll take a point. Because I was just like, oh, what's that? Oh, Everton are going down. No, they're staying up. Okay, Bournemouth, you need to do your job. Come on, Bournemouth, do something.
True.
Come on.
It's true.
No? Oh, okay, thank you. But no, look, it is what it is. I mean, it could be worse. We could be playing Millwall next year. Oh, sorry, too soon.
Oh, man. I can't. Oh, God.
Here we go, Lee.
I'm convinced he just flew at Everton because we took 4 points off Palace this season.
And you just about survived. I mean, look, to be fair, we gave Chelsea 6 points and they finished below us, so it's not that big a compliment for taking points off Palace.
It doesn't matter.
Brilliant. I know you need to shoot off, buddy, so I appreciate you stepping in for Rich. Passing my love, all the chat going, sending him some love as well, buddy. So I appreciate you, Nate, coming on, mate. And we'll do it all again next year. Well, not these three, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Guys, show Eagle Eyed Football some love. Make sure you subscribe to their channel and everyone else's. And we'll see. Is there going to be a Beat the Drop next year? We'll find out. Nate, you're a legend. Much love, bro. And enjoy the rest of the night.
See you later.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Chappy.
Maybe, but hang on. About Beat the Drop next year. You're going to be doing Beat the Drop next year because most of you boys are going to be in it, let's be honest. On a serious level, we want to put a tiny little extra white line on your graphic to the right and just put whoever's first in the championship just pushing upwards. I think that'd be an almost an exclaimer on letting someone else come.
I like it.
See, that's
do you know what I want to know? I want to know when Palace got so cocky.
Yeah. When?
I mean, for a club that's achieved nothing, I mean that's ambitious. That.
I mean, they're celebrating 11th, Mikey, because it wasn't 12th. You know, they've been 12th every year since the inception of football.
They were awful up until Roy Hodgson come back and saved them. What happens when he's gone next season? What happens then?
Dead.
Oh, wow. I love it, I do. I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. When teams give it the big and then you just know next season they're fucked.
Yeah, actually, Mike, I'm just going to touch on to that. Would you prefer doing what Leicester have done in the last 10 years or just sit 12 for 10 years?
No. Do what Leicester's done, mate. I mean,
okay.
You know, if you sit there and I think Gary Lineker, I mean, I don't watch Match of the Day usually, but I did watch it, obviously, at the end because I know that, you know, he played for Everton. I was wondering what he'd say. But, you know, listen to what happened to Leicester. Listen to the fairy tale. You know, they have a season where they almost get relegated. I mean, they literally, you know, they do an Everton. Then they win the league. Then obviously there's tragedy. You know, there's absolute tragedy in there, and love goes out to Leicester fans and everyone involved in that situation. Everyone knows that. And then they win the FA Cup. Then they play in the Champions League, and they don't just get knocked out in the group stage. If you remember, you actually got through the group stage. We
were the last English club in it on our debut.
That's what I mean.
Semi-final, we were.
And then, fair enough. So you've won the FA Cup.
Well,
you've got the quarters of the Champions League. You've won the Premier League. You've won the Charity Shield, Community Shield, whatever it is. You've got relegated. Do you know what? Honestly, give me that any day of the week for the memories that you and let's be honest, no one else on this stream has got at the minute. You know, none of us are going to win the league next season. So, Chappy, mate, you go down, and I swear to God, put your shoulders back, be strong, be proud, and make sure you come back up next season. Honestly, I've got all the time in the world for Leicester. I really have.
This is a new side to Mike. It's a new side to Mike. Wow.
It's what I would say as well is that, you know, you've only got to look at some of the teams that were circling the drain over the last sort of decade. You look at Villa, you mentioned, Mike. Sunderland's the one that always springs to mind for me. They always managed to pick up 6 points off City and then barely survive the rest of the season every single year. They did that for like 5 or 6 years. And just think that, you know, as much as people have a laugh and whatnot, as like, you know, Norwich, West Brom, Fulham all yo-yoing. Every other year, they were storming the league, and you were going and you were watching great football, and you're winning matches on a regular basis. Staying down the bottom of the Premier League every season, you get more coverage, but you going at every single game, you're going, oh, just please don't get thrashed. And it's just so. Sometimes it just drains. It just drains you
Stress.
after a while.
Yeah.
It's so stressful. When
Genuinely,
you're
boys, genuinely, the last
well.
2 seasons have probably been. I've seen. Listen, Leeds had several years where we finished like 13, 14 for the championship, like for sort of 5 or 6 years on the bounce, but probably wasn't any better than what we've had the last 2 years. Really, I mean, the last 2 years has just been absolutely horrendous. Probably. Yeah, it does. When you are getting beat every week, and as John said, part of you think it is, we could get battered here today, like very easily, especially the way we defend. It just drains you after a while. I mean, don't get me wrong, nothing will ever beat. Well, hopefully something will beat in the future that first season back, because we were absolutely immense that first season back in the Prem. We got the same amount of points as what Brentford finished this season on, so we were really, really good in that first season back. But ever since that, it's been horrendous, and honestly, genuinely give me the championship over what we've had the last 2 years, because we might actually win some games.
Acceptance phase achieved by Oscar. It has to be.
It's unlikely we'll go up. Back up, to be honest.
Phase 5. Chappie's still in phase 4.
We don't know what's going to be.
What stage, John? What stage, John?
You're still in stage 4, depression.
Oh God!
Stage 5 is acceptance. You'll get there in a bit, Chappie. Don't worry. Mike is
hold on, John.
Mike's all over the acceptance. He's the zen at this point.
John, hold on.
I've been in the depression stage for 20 years, so.
Well, you talk about the 5 stages of grief, and I don't know. We've got something here. I don't know where this has come from. Let's just.
This is my cue to fucking go. Oh no! This is my cue to go. This is my cue.
Let's just bring this up. Hold on. Let's have a quick look at this. What is this?
We're familiar with the 5 stages of grief.
I was stood with Rebecca Vardy and the family and everything. I kid you not. I even seen a dad and you name it. I literally spent the fucking day with everyone in Leicester, in every box, in, out, shaking all about. 7 years ago, something magical is going to happen here. All right, 2013-14, the Great Escape happened, and the next season we went on to win the Prem. Get your £10 out and put Leicester to win the Prem next season, because you just never know in this fucking game. And we're coming for you, Jace. On Sunday, we're fucking coming for you. You're gonna have to rely. You're gonna have to rely on Mike down here. You're gonna have to rely on him, his team, to beat Bournemouth for us to go down. Facts.
You bloody won the Premier League. You won an FA
That was fucking
Cup.
7 years ago. You were still in nappies. You were still in nappies.
Oh my God. He's here. He's woken up. Come on. Give me that fight.
I just need Jace's boys just to realise I've got a cool final to focus on and just chill.
They're supposed to do that on Sunday, though, weren't they?
True.
What's further than mental breakdown? What's worse? What's further? There's something further in there.
There is. You know what it is?
No, I'm sure you're going to tell me though.
It's called the championship, mate.
There's no point crying anymore. Leicester City Football Club for the last 10 years in the Premier League. Unfortunately, it's done. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. And until then, I shall see you next season in the Championship.
Oh dear.
Drinking from the loser's cup.
Good work.
Emotional.
Good work.
There were the 5 stages of grief. Lovely and well executed by Lee Chappie there.
What was the third one there? Bargaining.
Bargaining. That's
You missed that. You missed out the eye in the back.
I don't think it matters.
Oh, Chappy.
Thanks for that, mate.
Chappy.
That
He
L
looks like
Cup,
he's back in
man.
depression.
That fucking L Cup, though, of all things.
That was just cruel, that bit. That was just pure cruelty, that bit. Can I have mine next, like in the next minute, just to get it over and done with?
I mean, we can, Oscar. Should we
I'm
roll?
assuming you've made one for me, and I'll be surprised if you haven't.
I'm staying for
I'll check the archives. Oh, breaking news! There is one.
Oh, that's a surprise. Let's get it over and done with then.
Get out of the way, Oscar.
How's the spelling of this one?
Job done. Got the job done.
Hold on, let me get it out.
For fuck's sake.
Listen, we got the job done. Got the job done. Southampton, Wolves, Forest, teams around us. We've got the job done so far under Javi Gracia. It's just been a bit daft there. Hopefully, as a look at
the suit.
Just been a bit daft there. So far, so good. And if we carry on in this form, we're going to stay up pretty comfortably. Just been a bit daft there. Life is wonderful again because Leeds have won and we're up to 13th in the table. Get in there, Leeds. Maybe it's just been a bit daft there. Just been a bit daft there. Just been a bit daft there.
That first 10-15 minutes is so important that we start well. Even better if we get a goal because it does put that pressure on Everton.
1 minute later.
Just been a bit daft there.
Mike, you better be here next week to hug Oscar, man. 8% for Leeds. 8%. So,
8%.
I was going to say, I'll take that.
Oscar voted.
Congrats, Oscar. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Oscar voted Leicester.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the story, really. But yeah, let's leave it there anyway, guys. Cheers.
You'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die. Is this an argument or just the start of it? Either way.
Sorry, boys.
God.
It was the suit, Oscar. It's killing the guys in the chat as well, man.
Oscar, why do you look about 10 in that suit? You look like you've lost about 10 years of age.
Yeah, that's the club though. It's done that to me. I've gained 10 years in the last few weeks.
God.
Oh, guys. Listen, boys. I gotta say, like, let's be all girly for a second, right? What a series this has been, honestly. Yeah. I can't thank you all enough. Rich, Scott, and Ant, who can make it tonight as well. It's been, honestly, it's been one of the most fun series I've ever been involved in, and it's all from you guys, man. I mean, what a bunch of lads you guys are. I can't thank you enough. You know, we're taking the piss out of each other all season. It's been unreal. And it's sad that this has to end. You know, it's really sad that has to end. Honestly, we get unlimited comments about Beat the Drop on our channel. I'm sure you guys do as well from your end. But it's a shame. It's a shame it has to come to an end. And honestly, joking aside, Chappy, Oscar, Mikey, you know, I wish we could all stay up. It's been unreal. But I just want to say thank you from everyone at FFTV for the time you guys have done. I'm sure the guys in the chat across all the channels. I mean, we've got over 350 people watching right now. You know, it's just been so nice to get to know you guys. And I think the chemistry on screen and off screen has been unreal. And the banter's been fantastic. So it's a massive, massive thank you from me. And I'm sure the guys in the chat will start putting their love in. But that's me being nice for a second. Yeah, I just thought I'd get that out of the way and say it. But thank you. Thank you all.
Can I defend myself with the suit? Yeah, can I just defend myself on the suit thing for a second?
Yeah.
I was working at Leeds on that day. I was interviewing legends before and after the game. So I was buzzing anyway, guys. So give me a bit of credit. That was the reason for the suit. I don't go to games normally in suits. I will just emphasise that. Someone said I was MILF hunting in Leeds. I wasn't
Can I also just say something? Obviously, lads, it has been a pleasure. And the season isn't over for some of us. And all jokes aside, because he's been fantastic on this show, but Jace. I genuinely do wish West Ham all the best of luck in the
likewise.
final. I do hope you win. Obviously, there's a whole David Moyes connection with me personally, but it's nice that one of our football teams out of all of us has something still positive to look for, mate. So good luck in that game.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Guys, I just want to listen. I want to say again, I've absolutely loved every single part of this show. We've had such a great time, and I think we can officially say that West Ham were the best team out beat the drop.
Oh, he couldn't stay silent all episode, could he?
We are in the Conference Cup final, and we are winning. We are going to win this for all of you guys, right? We're winning this for all of you. We're winning it for the Forest fans, for Leicester, for Leeds, for Southampton, for Everton, for Bournemouth, for Crystal Palace, because you'll never get to touch a cup. But you will get to now, because through us.
Johnson's Paint Trophy.
True.
You best not lose that. You best not lose that. Honestly, if you lose that, oh my god.
We have to do a special episode if he loses it.
Oh yeah, we'll be back just for that one.
Oh yes, yes.
Beat the Jace.
What thing I love most about the way Jace keeps talking about that competition is he keeps calling it the Conference Cup. And that makes it sound about 1,000 times less than it actually is.
Yeah.
Because it is the Europa Conference
You all want to
League.
be in it. You
And the
all want to
Conference
be in
Cup.
it, though, don't you? Aston Villa had a big parade for it.
The Conference Cup is the
And all
FA
their
Vase.
fans clapping for it. It's the best cup in the world. It's the third best cup in Europe.
Conference Cup made sound pre-season.
Remember that.
I'd rather win the Audi Cup.
Conference Cup sounds like a pre-season tournament or the FA Vase. That's what it sounds like. But no, best of luck in
Something Tottenham will win.
That one.
They'll win it. They will win it. You know they will.
Tottenham can't win. It's. I loved seeing those tweets popping out. Leicester have got promoted, survived relegation, won the Premier League, won the FA Cup, done all this lot, got in Europe before Tottenham had done anything, and then got back down again.
I'm almost sure we've
involved in this.
I'm almost sure we've won all 3 tiers of English football before Tottenham have done anything. I'm almost certain.
I think I wouldn't be surprised to find out that Luton have gone through well over half of their journey from the first division to the conference and back up again in the time that it's taken Tottenham to do anything.
They have. It's 10 years, isn't it? That's what they said. It's 10 years. It's the first club to go from non-league to. I think, and I don't know if you agree, but I actually think we should try and predict the bottom 3 for this season and the bottom and the 3 that are going to get promoted next season, just to see if we're right, boys.
Let's do that. Keep receipts. Go on, Mikey. You start us off, seeing it's your idea.
So I think Luton go back down. I think Sheffield United go back down. And John, I am going to upset you here. I think Bournemouth may go.
I'm expecting all of you to predict Bournemouth to go down.
Oh, you know I am, John.
Yeah, I know.
God, Oscar, who you go with? We'll go reverse order.
I think Sheffield United last, to be honest. I think they really are going to struggle.
Do you not hate them? Do you not hate them or Sheffield United?
Listen, Hal from Sheffield United Ways is a great mate of mine. He's a top lad. I genuinely don't have anything against the Blades. We had some great battles in the Championship. Nothing against Sheffield United, to be fair. But I do think they'll go. Luton, and to be honest, I'm going to agree with Mike. I think Bournemouth as well. I'm sorry, John, but I think they were really good.
Sorry, John. You've become sorry, John. I pass the crown on to John. John, take care of it, my friend. Take care of it. Thank you. We're pride. It comes with a lot of comforting from your friends.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I'll need it back next season, though. Just
yes.
When they're back.
Yeah, when we're back.
All right, so you're matching Mikey there. Okay, Oscar.
Yeah, the only reason I think Bournemouth is I just think the league looks pretty decent next season in terms of decent quality. And I think likes of Everton, I think Forest will just kick on now, to be honest. And I think we'll recruit well, got decent managers in there. I just think they're going to kick on. And Bournemouth might just, don't think they'll necessarily do worse than what they were last season, but they won't kick on and will get found out a little bit.
John, over to you.
I think first first one for me depends on what I would expect to be a points deduction for Everton.
Ooh, good point. I saw it come up in the chat from Pat. Yeah. Ooh.
I think that.
What about Man City though? What about Man City though? Surely if Everton Everton get done, surely Man City got to get done, right?
Man City won't get. Man City should get kicked out of the Football League if they're going to really sort of thing. They should be starting in the conference, but it isn't going to happen because they will.
Mine and Chappie's bromance is mad today. You know, it's mad. I could literally
get a room. Goodness sake.
Yeah, I think because of Everton's point deduction, I think because they're going to struggle with, they're going to have to sell players to get money in, then their squad's not going to be all that much better. Dyche is a good manager, but he's not a miracle. He's not that much of a miracle worker, I don't think. So I think I'd have, purely because of the points deduction and all the other things going on in the background with Everton, I'd have Everton down. I think that I really want Luton to stay up. And I think they've got a chance to, looking at the times when Bournemouth came up and stayed up the first time round. But I do think Luton probably will go down because they just don't have quite enough money to bring in enough strength in depth. And then the last one, I think I am probably going to have to say Sheffield United. I do think Burnley may struggle a bit because they've been so ball dominant in the Championship. They've attacked everything. Fulham got away with it a bit this year because their defensive stats are not that good. I think Burnley could struggle, but I think Sheffield United are more likely to. So I think I'd probably go with Sheffield United, Luton, and Everton.
Interesting. All right, Chappie, I know you got to shoot off. Yep. Fire off your three.
Well, I've had to study the Championship because I've not really studied it for over 10 years. Same. So I'm just looking at the table now and I'm thinking, well, Middlesbrough, Leicester, and I reckon, believe it or not, I'm going to go with our rivals, Coventry, to go up.
Oh, your new rivals now, yeah?
Well, they are our true rivals. They are our actual rivals. Not you. Going down, I see... Unfortunately, if that does happen to Mike and his points deduction, it'll be Everton if that happens. And probably the teams that are going up, I reckon Luton and possibly Burnley.
Okay. All right, now.
Romance is finished. Romance fucked. Gone. Finished. Gone.
But it's a bad start if you do lose those points, isn't it? It's going to be a tough one to get out of.
Would that be the first team to get a points deduction in the Premier League?
Yeah.
But they've never been relegated out of top flight football, so
I'm telling you now, if you give us the 6 points in August, they'll be gone by the end of September.
Shit.
But it's after that the Everton struggle. That's the problem. It's after September. Everton's fucking wheels fall completely off.
Right, I'm sure.
All right, Chappie. Honestly, it's been an honour, mate. Enjoy the Championship. And we'll see you in 23 years.
Yeah, I appreciate all of you. Massive thanks to, obviously, FFTV for having me on. And hopefully we can put something together maybe next season. I don't know what, but I'm sure we can.
FA Cup, maybe. You might get one of us.
Jace ain't interested, but, you know.
Wave goodbye to the Premier League, Chappie. Everyone is still in there. Wave goodbye.
Bye.
Call me. All right, Jace. Jace, give us your three going down, matey.
I think second season syndrome for Forest. Forest are going down. I believe Everton and Sheffield United. I think Luton Town's going to just do it.
You are loved, Jace. You are loved them.
Sorry?
No, well, I was going to argue back with you, but you got so much echo, man. I can't be asked. I've lost the order now. Who's next? Mikey, you're up.
Me?
Yeah.
Right. Who am I going to go with? This is a mad one. I mean, if I can do the... Do I have to do the Championship one? Because all of those clubs are going to have completely different players because all they're going sort of on loan players.
All right, we'll let you off, mate. You've been just a legend, so you get to choose what you want to do, mate. That's what happened to.
Okay. You just don't want me to pick Forest to go down, do you? Right. What am I going to go with? I'm going to say a mad one. I'm going to actually say Wolves are going to be in this mix for relegation.
Ooh, good shout.
And the reason why I say that is there's so much chat at the moment about the lack of funding and Lopetegui's not happy with the amount of investment.
There's rumours that Lopetegui could end up at Spurs, isn't there?
Yeah, so there's loads of changes, and there's a sort of a worry about a lack of funding. So they could be one that sort of drops way down into it, because let's face it, if it won't be for Lopetegui, they've been in conversation way more than they have been to end the season. And then the others, it really depends what they invest, but I can see Luton and also Sheffield being amongst there. But I don't rule out Burnley, because again, they've been using a lot of loan players.
Wait, only 3 go down, Mikey.
I know. We're going to go with 6 this time. No, yeah, let's go with Luton, Sheffield United, and I'm going to say Wolves.
I don't mind that combo. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, let me do mine. All right, Everton, Mike. I don't think you're getting points deducted. I think something worse is going to happen to you, which will be a transfer embargo. And I think that's worse than losing the points. Personally, for where Everton are, you need a rebuild. I think you may get that. For me, I don't think you'll go down. You just got a knack. I mean, if a team can survive with Lampard last year, you can survive with anyone. So, for me, that's the benchmark there. I've got Sheffield United because I hate them. I'll never forgive them for 2003. Rock bottom, adrift, gone. Sorry, John. I know you've got the crown now. It's more one. It's the stadium. It's the stadium. Until you act like a Premier League team with a Premier League stadium, I can fit more in this room, man. Seriously.
Until your transfer committee acts like an English club rather than a Turkish club. Maybe.
Shots fired.
Waka, 30 signings. Who gives a fuck? Forest is staying up. I'm not putting you down, though. I'm not putting you down, John.
Really?
I'm not putting you down.
Surprised.
I'm putting Sheffield United down. I think Burnley will survive. And I'm going to put Manchester United. I'd love it. I would love it if they went down. But I think Wolves are in trouble. I do agree with what Mikey's saying. So there's my 3. Sheffield United. Who did I say again? Wolves and Luton. They're the 3 that are going for me. Cool. All right, guys, we're going to have to end it. I know we could talk all night, but...
Can I just ask one question? Quick question.
Go for it,
just quick. Is Luton Stadium bigger than Bournemouth?
No, we are no longer the smallest team in the Premier League.
Well, Mike, it depends if you include the rooms and the houses that are all attached to that stadium. Then, yeah, you could get a few more in there.
It's the biggest stadium in the country.
It's an absolute shithole, man. I lived in Bedford for ages, and the only reason you'd go into Luton was to get a flight out. Seriously, there's like nothing else there, mate. Honestly, it's an absolute dump. All right, we're going to end it there, guys. Please do hit that like button on all the channels that are currently streaming. Subscribe to all the legends. We are putting together a best of Beat the Drop with poor editors are going through about 14 hours worth of footage and cutting it up. So we will share that in the next few days. You won't want to miss that. But show some love. All the links are in the description below. These guys are all legends. What a season it's been. What a stream it's been, and what a series it's been. So from everyone here and from everyone at FFTV, thank you so much. And waka, Forest staying up. Good night.
Cheers, guys.